Hello, my name is Eric, and this is my YouTube channel. My first ever video. Not sure what I wanted to do, but I came up with a lot of ideas. But I was like, I guess I can make a review video on a pair of boots that I love. I'm not wearing the boots right now, but that's okay. Maybe I should do it a little closer. I don't know. But this is going to be all in one take, just because I find it more natural. I like videos a little bit more. At least recently I've been finding videos where it's just one kind of take and not too many cuts, not too many edits. Do make it a little bit better. Granted, if I was trying on like 20 T's, maybe, just maybe, I would probably do some cuts and takes. But we're going to be reviewing two boots, both from the brand called Unmarked, and yeah, I love this brand. I first got introduced to them because I found a YouTube video discussing, this is another good boot brand that you should get, or at least another affordable brand of boots. So I was like, oh shit, cool, affordable. Not super affordable for me, but affordable enough that if I saved up a little bit, they wouldn't make me feel like I'm an idiot for spending so much money on it. Granted, they're $400 or $500 boots. Sometimes they range to $600. They do have $1,000 boots, but we're not going to discuss those. And eventually, maybe I'll get a pair of boots in that $1,000 range. It seems absurd right now, considering my financial situation. But if I save up for like 3 years, and then I think that's a more justifiable cause. But so is vacations. But anyways, we'll get started with the first boot. These are the DB Hunters in, I believe, a Horween Chrome XL in their navy color that they feature. Features leather laces from what I found on the website, but I'm not sure if I can tell the difference between the leather laces and the wax cotton laces. Maybe they ended up giving me both leather laces or wax cotton laces. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. I'm still fairly new to the whole boot game. I got into boots a little like 5 years ago when I was like roughly 19 to 20 years old. I think maybe actually when I was 18, one of my parents gifted me a pair of cowboy boots. A pair of Python snakeskin cowboy boots. I'm gonna actually move this up a little bit closer. I think it's a little bit better, but start off with those. Now we're here tried off different brands, but now we're here. What you probably clicked on the video for. And first initial thoughts when I received them, I was like, wow, these are actually pretty fucking cool boots. And yeah, it features, I believe, some brass hardware. No, it's not brass hardware. It's definitely a nice pair of hardware. The last is made, I think, on their E-Last. I think it's their 2012 last. So if you're a size E, if you're any bigger, definitely consider chatting with them. I am roughly like an 8.5, close to 9. I'm not an 8.5. I'm just barely pushing very, very close to 9. That I went true to size on them. And initial thoughts when wearing them for the first month, I thought it's like maybe I should have gone with a 9.5. That's my initial thought. They are wide enough that they fit comfortably around my toes and they're not crushing anything. But I think now I kind of grown to love where I'm just able to kind of spread my toes a little bit more for shoes recently. But I probably won't give them up even if I had the chance to get a new pair of boots. I'll probably get a different pair, different color. And I say the Horween ones broke in very nicely. Like they were almost just perfect. They weren't terribly uncomfortable out of the box. I felt like they were much better than the boots we're going to review next. And yeah, I think Unmarked is a great brand. They are part of the fair trade something. So they pay their workers a livable yearly wage, which is great. And they're all made to order, which is even better because made to order is a little bit more sustainable than just mass producing. Mass producing, but like making 100 boots and having them kind of just sit on the shelves, and then you realize, oh, I didn't sell that many boots. Now, what do I do with all these boots? I have to discount them or hopefully sell them instead of throwing them away. They are also not the most perfect boots. I think these cost like $480, $490, $500. I got them before the initial conflict with what's happening in the United States. So, by the time that I'm probably going to upload this, it's probably way before the tariffs came in, but we won't discuss that. But the leather is great. The color of the boots are even better. I've never thought about owning blue boots. I've always thought that was a little ridiculous. Then again, I bought Python boots, so that's even more ridiculous. That's my first pair of boots. Well, I didn't buy them, I got gifted. But anyways, still a little ridiculous. And I think, let's just kind of show you some details if we could show you. The outsole is a veg-tanned outsole and midsole. So the insole and midsole are both veg-tanned. So that's even great. It's also lined with calf skin lining, so it's not fake faux leather. It's not unlined to where they could skimp out on some products. They're actually trying to make a good quality pair of boots. And one thing that does bother me though is the back stitching right here. I'm afraid that it might tear off eventually, but not yet. And another little key detail that I already showed were the little decorative stitching. I like this cap toe derby style boot better than Iron Rangers. I think the Iron Rangers are too bulbish. Even the blacksmith from Red Wing is just as bulbish and clown shoey looking that it just kind of turned me off. I bought a pair and I wore it for like a day inside the house, and I ended up returning them because they're great people. I'm sorry if they make off commission. I'm sorry. I just wanted to try a pair of boots. I heard everyone talk about how great Iron Rangers are. I was like, cool, I'm gonna give it a shot. Not for me. Just didn't love how they looked. I'm not sure why I didn't think of that before leaving the store. I was like, maybe I'll love them with some different pants on. No, I did not. But yeah, the DB Hunter's cap toe is not as ginormous. I believe it still does add decorative like leather. And when feeling my hand on it, it does actually feel like another layer of leather. I don't feel the decorative stitching or even like how they would probably make this split leather. I feel like you would be able to feel it. But no, yeah, it's another piece of leather on top of the boots. I think this design kind of makes it a little sleeker. You could wear it to more formal-ish occasions. Maybe I would probably choose a black pair of boots over these, but I don't have a good pair of black formal boots, so I think this would do just fine in like a lighter, darker-ish color suit. Break-in period was short. They fit true to size. Like I said, I could probably go to a 9.5 instead of sticking with a 9. I definitely suggest getting your brand doc sizing and see what you are. That helped me just kind of confirm that these boots will fit. I just do wish they made them a little wider. So yeah. I know you can get them custom ordered and have a double E width sent over to you. So I might end up doing that for some of the other boots, because I don't mind if my toes are just a little bit like this, just hanging off a little bit, like close to the edge. I think that's fine. I don't hate it too much. I have no heel slip whatsoever. Maybe the first week of wearing I had quite a bit of heel slip, but now I don't have any heel slip. But yeah, overall I think these are worth it. They do offer a sale. I think it's 20% off on Black Friday. So if you want to save up until next year and get a pair of cool boots, I say do it. I think I forgot to mention the outsole, I believe, is a Dr. sole. So it's a Danonite sole with brass rivets. This is also, I believe, a hand-stitched Goodyear welted boot, if I am correct, which is, just adds to the list of high-quality pair of boots. And this is just one piece of leather for the tongue. I'm trying to remember the word. I think it's called a gusset, if I'm right or wrong. I don't know. Correct me in the comments if I'm right or wrong. But yeah. All right. I think we talked about this. We're back. That was something fell upstairs. Scared the shit out of me, but nothing's damaged. But anyways, what was I saying? Goodyear welted, thick, decorative stitching on the front. I'm not sure if it is decorative, but it's certainly providing some more strength and durability to the boots. I believe they, over time maybe, I'm not sure if your boots are going to wear down that quickly, but they'll offer sole replacement, if I'm correct. If not, I feel like another cobbler can't. I'm going to scratch that. I don't know. And I don't have other devices to check right now. But let's say I'm wrong. So no, they don't offer sole replacements. Next boots, the Archies, and currently my favorite out of the two. I love the color. It is like in the dark. It's like you could. Okay, it's just a beautiful boot. In the dark, it kind of looks brown, like a deep brown. In the light, you can kind of see some red hues to it as well. And this is their glazed pull-up leather from I think a local tannery, La Sonora Tannery. Off to a great start. This color is just beautiful. Same features as the other boot, except they do brass hardware instead of this I'm not sure what the DB Hunter's hardware is. I forgot to write it down. But you can kind of see the difference. Oops. And gotta check something. And believe the same thing. This says wax cotton stitching. This is a 2.0. Not sure what that means. I know what it means. But it looks like they're leather stitching or leather laces, not cotton wax laces. But I'm not sure. Both of them look the same. I can't tell the difference. But yeah. And then the Archie 2.0s apparently has a redesigned cat's paw sole and heel. So a little different. I do notice more comfort with these versus these guys. I believe these ones you're closer to the ground. You can also just kind of tell that this sole and this sole, I believe, is a little thicker, if I'm not mistaken. Just kind of compare it like that. I believe the Archies are a little thicker midsole. Still the same veg tan lining, veg tan calf skin, veg tan midsole, veg tan insole. This company is great, and then does offer the same beautiful thick stitching on both that I like. Just stands out. And this one actually wraps around the whole boot. You can follow it all the way around, and it's just, I don't know, it's just cool. This is a pull-up leather, not a Horween leather. I do notice a difference already when the creases. You can see this one has more indented creases a little bit. Maybe it's going to do the same thing. I'm not sure. I know Horween is still a pull-up leather. It's a type of pull-up leather. But the creases aren't as bad. Only on the sides right over here. Maybe they're a little bad. Because I do tighten these quite a bit. But, yeah. Break-in period on these, I feel like, are a lot longer, and they weren't as forgiving. It's made with their loogie last, so it's a D and an E. It's between a D and an E. If I were going to purchase these boots again, I would honestly ask them if it's possible to do an E or a double E last on them. And if I were you, if you're close to a D, maybe an E. I honestly would ask them to see if you can get the D, just the last, a little bigger. Because I personally think that will make these 110% more comfortable. I think it will just guaranteeing it. The DB Hunters fit me great. They fit like almost like a, not like a firm handshake, but someone just like lightly, just like keeping your foot in place. These ones are definitely giving me a firm handshake and took a lot longer to break in. I had to bring a second pair of shoes because I'm an idiot. I wear these to work, and that's where all the scuffs and scratches get from. I'm not too upset. I paid good money for both of these boots during Black Friday, and I do take care of them. I'm not being a complete dumbass. Like, if it's raining, I'm going to wear them, but if I'm not going to step in puddles, and if I step in a big mud puddle, it's dirty, I'm going to go home and definitely brush these off. I think I need to stop conditioning them. I already conditioned them once, and it's been like 4 months since I've owned them. That's a little too much. I need to slow down on the conditioning and condition them at the end of this year. That should be fine. But other than that, beautiful leather. I feel like the leather on this one is going to break away. You can kind of already see on the tongue. Not sure why that is happening so quickly on the tongue. But I'm not entirely sure why that's doing that so quickly. Maybe it's just because like the leather itself is rubbing against a smaller piece of thinner leather than like the outside is going to be rubbing against stuff. But either way, still a great boot. Not as tall as you can see. Both of these boots are beautiful. They fit fine, but just I feel like this has almost like 2 inches, maybe 2 inches of height, of just actual shaft height than the Archies, than the DB Hunters. These were, believe, inspired, instead of these are derby inspired, as you can easily tell. These ones were inspired by Mexican work boots that were used in like the rural parts of Mexico, which is pretty cool. I asked my dad if he's familiar with how these boots looked, or do they look like some work boots in Mexico, and I think he confirmed yes. It's also, I don't know, I haven't seen him, he hasn't worked in Mexico in years. I've only visited it since he left to America. But yeah, another pair of great boots, a little cheaper, and I don't know. These are probably my more go-to boots to grab and wear than the DB Hunters, but I still wear both of them every week. I just kind of trade it out every other day, give one rest, give one the time to wear, give one rest, give the other one time to wear, you name it. I personally love these the most. I'm not sure if there's anything else to say besides the boots that I love are great. I think cons are maybe the leather could be, better in terms of just look to them, because I'll show you one. I think it's the right pair. I think it's just maybe natural properties of the leather, but you can kind of see it's more, I don't know, it's a little more grainy. While this one is a more smoother finish, you can kind of tell more actual grains. Grains is the word. I'm not sure. There's more texture to this leather than the other pair of boots I picked up. Literally the right pair. The other side is on the other side is a little smoother than just one side. That's my only complaint for these guys. That's the only complaint. And these guys, not sure why, but just the tongue itself shouldn't wear down that fast, I think. But for an amateur's perspective, I think these boots are great. I think people should at least give Unmarked a shot. If you want if you want something that kind of reminds you of like the John Lofgren's, I think, Donkey Punchers, or Viberg's Donkey Punchers. I forgot which one. I don't spend too much time looking at those boots. They are completely out of my price range and scare the hell out of me if they don't fit. These ones ended up working. I believe, though, if I will be purchasing other boots from them, I will ask them to make at least a double E. I don't mind if it's a little wider just wouldn't mind. Just a little bit more width. Or if they can just do a slightly bigger E-last. But, yeah. Great boots. Definitely give Unmarked a shot. And that is it. Thank you for watching my first video. If you spent the whole 20 minutes of just sitting here and watching it, kudos to you. If you just have me in the background, thank you very much still. I do the same for a lot of YouTubers. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Cheers.